What do witches do in their everyday life? And what are the benefits of being a witch to other witches? These are simple questions that many would like an answer to. We all know what witches do. We are all familiar with the classic myth about the witch with the yellow hair and the broom. But the real question is, what do witches do in their everyday lives? Witchcraft has been around for centuries and is still practiced today. It is part of our heritage and our belief system. What is it really about? Witchcraft is our ancient understanding of the universe and our place in it, and it's about making life-changing decisions and taking life-inspired actions. It's also about doing good deeds and being part of a coven, even if only at night. A witch is a person who initiates and uses magical means and symbols to hexes and charms and hexes the world around her, and helps to bring people together. This can be done by working independently or through covens. In many cases, a witch would be a healer, a patron saint, and teacher as well as a witch. There are many benefits of being a witch to other witches. But first and foremost, being a witch is about the Wiccan religion, which is the oldest established religion in the world. Wiccans believe in God and believe that they are pure and innocent, and their covens are of the same ilk. Their beliefs center around the concept of good versus evil, and that the will of the goddess is always at work in every aspect of human existence, including in the daily practices of a witch. In Wicca, each person is assigned a coven, usually a small group of 4 to 7 members who assist her in her spiritual practice. Each coven is empowered by a higher power, usually a goddess, a god, or a sacred entity who protects the group from harm. Every member of the coven is empowered to perform a particular spell, which is considered a part of their role in their community. However, some spells may seem like too great a danger for the group, and when this happens, a substitute spell is performed until the original spell has been completed. During the actual spell performing, what do witches do in their daily lives? First of all, it's important that everyone who becomes a witch has sufficient personal knowledge of Wicca, or at least enough to understand the basic concepts. It is important that this basic knowledge to be known in order to make sure the witches you choose are legitimate. For example, the coven must have a written code of conduct, which can be reviewed and signed by each member before entering into any type of spell. Once the basic elements of what do witches do in their daily lives are known, a person must learn to become a witch themselves. There are a number of ways in which this can be done, but one way that is the easiest is through taking an existing spell and making slight changes to it, thus transforming it into a more appropriate form for modern times. In addition to this, it's also important that you have a mentor, a guide, to assist you in your studies. Without a proper mentor to work with, what do witches do in their daily lives is much more difficult for the average person. Having a mentor to go through your spell with will also help you understand its meaning more clearly and will increase your confidence levels when casting the spell. Lastly, the final phase in what do witches do in their daily lives is to coven up with others in order to undertake a quest, a task, or a life-changing event. A witch doesn't simply cast a spell for no reason. Every witch has a reason for doing so and a purpose for doing it. Sometimes, witches start their own coven because they want to help a friend or family member, but other times they may choose to join a coven because they want to help build a larger coven that is based in ancient tradition. Whatever your reasons, joining a coven is an important part of who you are as a witch, and it is an important part of what do witches do in their daily lives.